So in this video, I want to tell you a little bit about how to integrate the Healy in your business life. I get a lot of questions around that. And so I want to address several points here, starting by the fact that I normally recommend most of my programs, women reach out to me because they want to build epically aligned income streams, right? And so I normally recommend to build for yourself active income streams, passive income streams, and also residual income streams. Okay, and so for me, with my team right now for this year, we're building 6 parallel 6-figure income streams. Okay, active, passive, residual. Active income is like, the work that you do live, right? When I do my live programs, I do one-on-one, I do my business school, I do my weekend intensives, I do my retreats, like all of that is live, it's active income. Passive income is my online courses, right? Anything that is investments, like passive income. Residual is everything that is network marketing, for example, where you set up a structure that not only like money comes passively, but also increases as the network is being built, the income increases, so it's residual, okay? And so these are all kinds of different types of income streams that I do recommend anyway to set up, not to have all the eggs in one basket, to set up all of that in parallel, so you can kind of like build, long-term, financial freedom, basically, which is also like, it's part of my vision, part of like many women that I work with, their vision too. So having said that, active income, like we develop that, in my programs, setting up like one-on-one coaching, group coaching, events, depending on your skill set, products, shops, like depending on your background and your unique magic, we set up the active income streams. I also start to include like passive income streams training, like, crypto investments, NFT. I have, a few guests that are coming soon, talking about that. And residual is network marketing. And so there's many different brands that do network marketing. And so for me, it's very important that if you want to develop that, which has the potential to create a lot of freedom in your life, that you find brands that you aligned with, that, I could never sell something I'm not in integrity with. And the Healy is something that I completely 100, 200, percent resonate with, that completely fits. I use it every day, all day long, and it's like, that's it, I love it. I'm completely in resonance with it, and it's the first time in my life that I'm able to actually start accepting the concept of network marketing. I was always the person seeing all the essential oils girls coming to me, I'm leave me alone. I don't want to hear about the essential oils. I don't want to hear about your pyramid scheme, allergy. And so, but I also realized basically that there's a lot of conditioning around network marketing. So the same way there's conditioning around the fact that we should work, a 9-to-5 job for the rest of our lives and then get a pension, right? That's a way that society has conditioned us to think like that. I quit my 9-to-5 job to start my solopreneur, entrepreneur, freelance consulting coach business. So I went through that process, active income stream. And then there's even more conditioning if you conditioning to decondition if you want to set up a network marketing business, because it's why would I accept earning money more and more through time, through other people, etc. So it's there is a part of conditioning, and so I had to actually let go of that element and realize also the Healy, the company itself, it started not as a networking marketing company. It really started as just general, it's part of a bigger company actually, and they were just at the beginning they tried to market the product, just like that, and in a traditional way, but because it's basically this is a different topic, but it's increasing, improving people's energies and increasing their frequency and their awareness. And I do believe there's an effort globally, it's a whole other topic, but I do believe there is an effort to lower the vibration of the human race, basically. And it's a more and more toxic environment that we're living in. And so they noticed, the Healy company, noticed that they were receiving a lot of resistance through traditional ways of marketing. So then they switched into network marketing so the people can start, supporting each other, through sharing these frequency enhancing like devices and technology, which is here, in my view, it's here to actually support us as humans, basically, and get us through whatever is happening right now. So when I started realizing all of these things, and it's like the first time, it took me some months some months of deep research and talking to a lot of people that I trust, that were using the Healy, that were in the business and so on, to actually start thinking like, okay, like, this makes sense to me. Actually, I can see it, I can understand. I had to go through my own research, but now it does make a lot of sense to me, and I do see the conditioning around against network marketing, and I see the conditioning against living a 9 to 5 and so on and so forth. But I personally don't believe in working with active income like for the rest of my life. I really don't believe in that. This is why we started building all these different income streams. And I believe it's okay to allow yourself to actually, like, I personally want more and more time and more income and more impact. So one of the ways to do that is through residual income. Okay. So this is kind of like an introduction basically to this entire topic. I feel it's important to contextualize, like, at least my perspective, this is it for now. And it's important to contextualize where I'm coming from, to see like, all right, to start kind of being a bit more open to the idea of network marketing. And having said that, within network marketing, whether you do this with Healy or other brands, there's so many possibilities to actually set up systems basically that make you earn additional income by working less time, if that makes sense, right? For this library is an example, right? Like, I set up this online library with my team to create all of these resources, especially like this Healy library, so that anyone that gets the Healy through me, basically, or through people in my team, they all have access. Everyone has access to this library, so everyone can benefit from it. So we save time. We don't have to like, kind of like redo the same library and redo the same work with everyone. And so that's it. That's it for like, it's like an example of a structure that is set up to actually like, kind of like that everyone can you do it once and then everyone can benefit from it, and you can kind of like train people basically to use Healy properly with time. So having said that, I did want to mention a couple of things that are really like practical, on a practical level with Healy. If you want to make it part of your business life, what does that mean? So one, of course, is the personal use. Like, I use it every day, all day long, like almost, the Healy for my own, scans and frequency and so on and so forth. And then, what I also do is like, I also use it basically for my clients. I have a coaching business. Many of my clients, they have like a healing business, energy healing business, any type of like, personal growth business. The Healy can really fit there. And so you can actually scan clients at a distance. You can send them frequencies at a distance. You can do it face to face. So the Healy can be integrated in your business that way. Ideally, your clients get their own Healys, because you cannot be using your Healy all the time with your clients, because then you cannot use it for yourself. So ideally, your clients also get their Healys, and you teach them how to use a Healy. And so for me, it's really, really, really helpful. Many of my clients get Healys. And so it's like, okay, like it doesn't change anything from the coaching process, that we do together. But because you're doing very, efficient energy work, basically, by themselves, they are really like improving between sessions so much that it just kind of like it gets us to the next level afterwards when we connect, in the next session. So it really, really helps me and my clients if they get the Healy. Like, this is such a deep like process in between sessions. You're working on that, and then there's so much more that I can work with, at the next session or the next week or the next month. Okay, so it really helps the clients. If you have a business in this sphere, it really helps. The whole process, I feel it enhances it a lot. It's just an additional tool. There's a lot of people in the field that might have a bit of resistance. I personally believe it's just an ego story, because you're like, I don't want the technology to come in the way. But there's actually a lot of healers that have highly successful healing businesses that use the Healy as a complement. And it's just like, you didn't let the ego get in the way of like, oh, I know better than technology. No, it's really like, actually it's a very, very helpful tool that you can integrate basically, and it doesn't change anything to your gifts or anything like that. So that's another way to integrate in your business. And then you can also basically create a business around Healy as well, right? And this is where, I can share a little bit about the details on how that looks like. So there's no obligation of anything. You don't have to sell a certain amount of Heelys by a certain amount of time. There's nobody holding you accountable. There's nobody like putting pressure on you. There's no extra products you have to buy, like none of that stuff. This is kind of like old school network marketing. There's a lot of people that have this in the back of their heads, like, oh my God, this is evil. It's not the case. With Healy, I've been working with a company now for a bit, and it's not the case. You sell, the more you sell, the more you earn. It's as simple as that. Nobody, like, that's it. Nobody cares like about your numbers. And so, like, you have a link in your back office, basically, of the, if you log into your Healy account on the Healy website, you click on back office, and then there you have access to your links, to affiliate links. Basically, they are always there. Like, the moment you create an account, the links are generated automatically, and they're always sitting there inside your back office. You can access your links, and if somebody in your network, basically friends, family, is interested in actually getting the Healy, they basically like, you share your affiliate link, they get it through that link, because it's not possible to purchase on the Healy website without a referral link from somebody. So they need, people need your link. So you share the link, they get it. You will get around 25% of what they buy. So it's more interesting for you if they buy, like, the higher the price, the more they invest, the better for you. The more value they will get too. It's important to highlight that. I never recommend a model, Healy model, that is below the resonance, 1,500 euros. And so, that's really like the minimum. And then if they want to get more, normally I recommend to get the Healy resonance and the coil together with it. So it's 1,700. If there's a promotion, it's less. And it's a cost that can be, deducted professionally. So, and if you have a VAT number, you can add like an extra discount too. So it's, it's really like that straightforward. And then you get like around 25% of that in your bank account directly. It's so straightforward. It takes a couple of weeks to process, but then you directly in your bank account, you get the amount. The more Heelys you sell, the more 25% commissions you get. And the more Heelys you sell in 1 month, the bigger your bonus for that, because there's a bonus on top, the bigger your bonus for that month. And then, you're basically going up the rank. So the more Heelys you sell, the higher your rank, and then the higher your bonus too. So it's as simple as that. It's not rocket science. Later, if you're like higher up the ranks, you can start mentoring people, in the Healy community, and then you will get an extra bonus for that. And that's it. It's really super, super straightforward. There's no hack, there's no trick, there's no trap in this. It's really just, okay, like, spreading, this tool that it can be incredibly empowering, I feel, for humans, especially right now, and supporting people to raise their vibration and to work with energy, like supporting them to be a better person, basically. And at the same time, kind of like empowering them to create financial freedom too. If like the more people you bring on board and support them to create like a business around this, the more residual income they can have, and the more freedom in terms of time and finances also they can create for themselves. So I see there's so many wins. There is still a lot of conditioning, I feel, especially perhaps in Europe. Maybe this is just my perspective, but I feel there's a lot of conditioning against. I definitely was like that, basically like 1 year ago, perhaps, against network marketing models, but it is conditioning. When you really break it down and you put your ego aside and you really look at the fact, you're like, well, yes, I was conditioned to work 9 to 5, for the rest of my life and build up a pension. and retire, I was conditioned to work very hard as a freelancer, and people paying me for my time and for my hours. I was conditioned to earn money in a certain way. And this is just one more type of conditioning, the residual income, basically. And so the moment you get past that and you realize, actually, it is fine, for me to accept this into my system, to allow myself to generate wealth, time and financial freedom, basically through that, the more you can actually just embrace. For me, it's like a new paradigm, basically. It's a paradigm shift. It's like, all right, this is the new normal, part of the new normal. You have cryptos, you have NFTs, you have, your residual income, you have your active income that you can do with way more joy and with way more space, passive income of other types, etc. So I hope that makes sense to you. I'm going to leave it at that for now. If you have questions, please ask in the WhatsApp groups. There's so many resources. There's this library where you can send your leads towards. There's a WhatsApp groups. There's a Zoom calls. There's so many resources that I wanted to put into place to support people to do this. And now we're starting like a beautiful Europe hub of women of Healy, basically, in Europe. And I'm very, very excited actually it's like for me, it's like this bigger agenda. It's like bigger than any individual. It's just like, okay, let's work together to, basically support people to understand their energy and their frequency and take ownership of that, of their energy, frequency, and health. So, and all work together on that, collaborate, co-create. Is like the Aquarian age. It's really that. So hope this was useful, and see you soon. Ciao.